Something powerful may be happening in your life right now, even if you cannot see it yet. There are seasons when everything feels quiet, uncertain, and confusing. Prayers seem delayed, doors appear closed, and the future feels unclear. But many times in the journey of faith, the quiet seasons are the very moments when God is preparing something greater than we can imagine. The Bible reminds us that God often works behind the scenes long before we see the result. In the book of Isaiah, God declares, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways." This means that even when life does not make sense to us, God is still guiding the story. Think about Joseph. Before he became a ruler, he was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and even thrown into prison. Everything in his life looked like failure, but God was not absent. God was preparing him for the moment when he would rise and save many people. The same pattern appears throughout Scripture. Before David became king, he spent years in the wilderness, hunted and rejected. Yet in those hidden years, God was shaping him into the leader he would become. If you are going through a difficult season right now, it may not be the end of your story. It may be the preparation for something greater. In the book of Jeremiah, God speaks these powerful words. "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That promise reminds us that God's plan for our lives is bigger than the struggles we face today. Sometimes we want immediate answers. We want instant breakthroughs. But God often works through seasons. Seasons of growth. Seasons of waiting. Seasons where faith is the only thing holding us together. But those seasons are never wasted. The book of Romans tells us something powerful, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. Notice that it says all things, not just the easy moments, not just the victories. Even the painful chapters can become part of God's greater plan. Maybe right now you feel tired. Maybe you feel like your prayers are not being heard. Maybe you feel like you have been waiting too long. But the Bible reminds us again and again that God is faithful. In the book of Psalms, we read these encouraging words. "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." This means that in your weakest moments, God is actually closer than you realize. Sometimes the greatest miracles begin in the hardest seasons. Think about the Israelites standing at the Red Sea. Behind them was the Egyptian army. In front of them was an impossible barrier. Everything looked hopeless. But that was the exact moment when God made a way where there was no way. The same God who parted the sea is still at work today. In the book of Philippians, we are reminded of another powerful promise. "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." This means that if God started something in your life, He is not going to abandon it halfway. Your story is still being written. There are moments when God closes certain doors, not to punish you, but to guide you to the right path. There are times when delays protect you from something you cannot see. And there are moments when the waiting season prepares you for blessings that require strength and maturity. The book of Joshua reminds us of this powerful encouragement. "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." That promise still stands today. God is with you in the quiet seasons. He is with you in the uncertain moments, and He is with you in the waiting. Even when nothing seems to be happening, God may already be moving pieces into place. Opportunities may be forming. Doors may be preparing to open. Paths you cannot yet see may already be unfolding. One day you may look back at this season and realize that it was not a delay. It was preparation. The book of Isaiah also gives us another powerful reminder. "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." That means your strength does not come from your circumstances. It comes from trusting God. So if you are feeling discouraged today, hold on to your faith. If you feel like giving up, remember that God's timing is different from ours. And if you feel like your prayers have gone unanswered, remember that silence does not mean God is not working. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs are already forming before we see them. God may be preparing something big in your life right now. And when the moment finally arrives, you will realize that every step, every struggle, and every prayer was leading you to the place God had prepared for you all along. So do not lose hope. Keep believing. Keep praying. Because your story is not over yet, and the next chapter may be more powerful than you ever imagined. If you believe God is working in your life even during the waiting season, comment, "I trust God's timing." Let this be a declaration of faith today.